how does a relatively small auto parts company hold its own in one of the most competitive fields in all industry? That's what we asked these men of the Wohlert Corporation of Lansing, Michigan, and their answer was ingenuity. Take the problem they're working on now. They have an order for several thousand automotive water pumps. If the order involved hundreds of thousands of units, they could tool up with all sorts of specialized equipment. But it isn't that kind of order. And to buy lots of new instruments would raise production costs so high, they wouldn't have won the contract. So they improvise, modifying equipment already on hand without going overboard buying machines they'd have no use for a few weeks from now. Looks like a Rube Goldberg invention, but this pressure tester does the job it was built to do. Like any plant, of course, this one must have and does have a great many standard machine tools for performing a myriad of operations, like cold rolling bar steel. But there's scarcely a tool in the place, including this one, that hasn't been altered at one time or another to accommodate it to jobs somewhat different from the one for which it was intended. Now the rings must be heat treated to eliminate internal stress, and that used to mean sending them to special furnaces until the local geniuses devised furnaces that could be brought to the rings. They built them right here, accomplishing who knows how much of a saving in space, time, and equipment. Gradually, the metal rings are transformed into flywheels, progressing through a series of operations that may be fundamentally the same as those performed in any other plant of this kind, but are probably performed nowhere else in exactly the same way. Now, gear teeth will be cut in the perimeter of the wheels, again on a standard machine, but one equipped with a cutting head made in Wohlert's own tool shop. In only the past generation or so, we've become the most mechanically adept nation on earth, a development directly attributable to the freedom of thought and action encouraged throughout industry. A freedom that springs from our constant search for improvements and from our refusal to accept the idea that there can be only one way of doing things.